In the most basic of explanations, man was taught to be composed of the elements of the world. And the earliest philosophical forms of the elements of the world included fire, water, earth, and air as a sequence of things. And that was proposed long, long ago by Chinese philosophers as well as Greek philosophers. So the different elements had to do with what we're made of, as in we are made from material from the ground, aka the plants, the animals that eat off the earth and grow from the earth. And that is the earth component of who we are. And then there is the fire that burns inside us, which is our combustion engine that we have that runs our energy. And so there's the fire aspect of who we are. There is the water aspect of who we are, because we have to have a solution. And of course, there's our blood and all that, and the liquids that we are made of. And finally, there is the breath, which we live and breathe, and we interact with the world. So you could say that in that sense, we could look at healing of different parts of a person. We can divide it into its elemental forms. So to heal the body and the way our body is structured, the formations, the organizations, the structures that we have, the organs that we have, the cells that we have, it has to do with what we deal with in terms of earth healing. And in a very energetic form, we talk about grounding. In other aspects, we talk about connection to earth. In other forms, we talk about the food that we eat and the nutrition that we take in. And at a chemical level, the kind of minerals that we have in our bodies as an intake. And all those things are vital components for the proper functioning and construct of our bodies itself. Those would be more earth-related type healing. And then we go into fire. And fire-related healing has got to do with one's fiery aspects, one's ability to reckon with the forces of life, one's energy, one's passion, one's spirit, one's burning, one's fire in life. And it has to do, of course, with the material we're feeding it. It has to do with the way the ritualistic aspects are being conducted, the way we connect with the fire within, the way we're able to activate that fire inside, and the spirit that we have and what fuels it. And those are the more fiery aspects of healing. When it comes to water, water has traditionally been the healing element. And so it has to do with washing away the impurities that we have, to renew ourselves, to resurrect ourselves, to be baptized in a new renewal, to be immersed in the liquid of things, to take on the water of life itself, to have water itself has cleansing aspects and all these different aspects of the liquid form of who we are. And that has to do with the softer, solvent, purity, impurity, the concentration of things as a form. So this also has to do with being able to feel comfortable within your own skin, being able to float in things, and being able to connect with the liquids that we imbibe. And that has to do with the water elements of healing. So this includes your concoctions and your water extracts in terms of herbal concoctions, or your sprays and all those things that can work with you to lift up the water aspects of who you are. And finally, we have the air element, which has to do with the air healing side of things. And the air healing aspect of things always have to do with the reverberations, the vibrations, the tonality, and those things that pass through us through the medium of air. This also has to do with the way we breathe in the energy of the world, as well as the breathing that we have of the world that allows us to connect with the world itself. And these are the different aspects of healing through the air element. Of course, there are also other things like fragrances, and very often people talk about how they feel so much better having smelled certain essential oils, etc. These are all parts of the air element of healing. So with this is a basic introduction to the different elemental forms of healing. Of course, there are much more than that, but each of this, you could say, roughly corresponds to the different aspects of who we are. and you can look at the way a person is weaker or stronger in certain elements, and we can look at healing them through different aspects depending on what is the treatment necessary for the person. As I say this, you should be able to have a rough gauge on classifying different kinds of healing experiences that you've been through, and which aspect do they belong to, and which parts of you did they work on. And what I'm advocating is a rounded developmental healing of a person's every aspect of themselves so that they are wholesome and complete.